What if the next world war has already started and you never even noticed? When we think of global conflict, we picture soldiers crossing borders and the devastating impact of physical explosions. We look for the visible markers of warfare. Because the sky is quiet and the trenches are empty, it feels like we are living in a period of relative peace. But beneath that quiet surface, governments in the United States, China, and Russia are pouring billions of dollars into a completely different kind of arsenal. They are rapidly integrating artificial intelligence into their military operations. This massive investment reflects a shift in strategy. Major powers are beginning to prioritize digital destabilization over physical occupation, moving toward the ability to cripple a society from the inside. The battlefield has migrated. The front lines are no longer defined by geography. Today, the fight takes place inside the smartphones, financial networks, and social media feeds we interact with every single day. In physical combat spaces, algorithms are already taking the wheel. Autonomous drones operate with increasing independence, designed to identify and track targets without a human ever touching a control stick. These systems possess a distinct advantage: speed. They can process data and execute life and death decisions far faster than human biological reflexes can register a threat. And that processing power scales up. Off the battlefield, AI systems analyze millions of records from facial recognition networks and public cameras in real time, mapping entire populations simultaneously. This brings us to autonomous cyber warfare. Dedicated units deploy algorithms to constantly probe financial networks, power grids, and public infrastructure, searching for the tiniest structural weaknesses. These digital incursions operate in complete silence. They map vulnerabilities and compromise critical systems long before human defenders have any idea a breach is underway. Shutting down a nation's banking system or disabling its power grid achieves the goal of total destabilization. It requires a fraction of the resources of a traditional bombing campaign and leaves the physical infrastructure intact. Yet, the sharpest weapon in this new arsenal doesn't target physical hardware or digital grids. It targets the human mind. We are seeing the mass deployment of AI-generated propaganda. Synthetic voices, fabricated speeches, and highly realistic deepfakes are actively blurring the boundary between objective reality and manufactured manipulation. This diagram illustrates the algorithmic feedback loop. By ingesting your digital footprint, every click, search, and interaction, the network maps your psychological vulnerabilities with precision. It then feeds you a steady stream of targeted narratives designed to trigger primal reactions like anger, fear, and division. Propaganda used to be a single radio broadcast beamed to 1 million identical radios. Now it is 1 million unique, customized weapons engineered to bypass the individual logic of every single person it reaches. The most effective aspect of this entire mechanism is its subtlety. The vast majority of people scrolling through these feeds still believe they are forming their own independent opinions. Military algorithms are moving beyond simply observing past reactions. Through predictive behavioral mapping, they are attempting to forecast human behavior and shape reactions before an event even happens. A foreign power can use this narrative control to paralyze a government. They can enforce societal obedience or intentionally provoke domestic chaos, achieving massive disruption without ever deploying a single soldier. Throughout history, combat was confined to specific geographic zones. Today, this manipulation is happening to entire populations, simultaneously, inside the quiet safety of their own homes. When you can dictate what a rival nation perceives as true, traditional armies become useless. Controlling perception is the ultimate strategic victory. Pop culture has conditioned us to expect a very specific apocalypse, a rogue, self-aware machine that suddenly decides to turn against humanity. That makes for good fiction, but poor strategy. The actual danger is far more grounded. It's simply humans using artificial intelligence to vastly expand their capacity to manipulate and control others. Advanced technology does not erase human ambition or our tendency toward conflict. It acts as a massive force multiplier for those exact flaws. As long as we keep looking up at the sky, waiting for the flash of a nuclear bomb, we remain defenseless against the conflict actively raging inside our screens. The victor of this modern arms race won't have the largest military. It will be the power